Psychonauts 2 was a special game for me. It was the first game I ever live streamed, and I was both nervous for the stream but also excited to play the game. And because I was so focused on the stream, I played a few hours but I could never fully get into the game. I've always hated long stories and dialogue in platformers, and also wondered what a platformer with good combat could be. From what I can remember, Psychonauts 2 was shaping up to have a deep narrative and an actually fun combat system. So now 2 years on, I finally went back to Psychonauts 2 to see if it does deliver on a good narrative and a fun combat system, or if it falls short. The narrative is deep and very heavy. It comes with a warning that it tackles topics such as addiction, anxiety, and PTSD, and how it delivers on these topics is nothing short of phenomenal. In each level, you delve into the mind of one of the many messed up characters on the Psychonauts.
Would you mind if I made a quick and very quiet, wellness check inside your mind? Scream once for yes, I may enter your mind, and twice for no.
One is the gambling addict who turns a hospital into a casino. Another explores anxiety in this cel-shaded psychedelic rock concert. And this part of the game I was missing out on when I streamed it. I was focused too much on entertaining the stream that I just kind of skipped through the narrative. And that narrative is very deep and well thought out. We've all dealt with these topics in our real life in some way, so different parts will resonate with different people. And what I loved, which I guess is a weird sentence to say, are the panic attack enemies. The main character of the level is fighting with anxiety and self-doubt, and it manifests as this flashy, fast, and annoying enemy called a panic attack, which you need a slowdown ability to be able to attack. And that is a perfect example of how the narrative is woven into the gameplay. The levels are reflections of these themes, and it's amazing how they dealt with all this through a rather comical lens. No levels are the same. None of them are your cliche platformer levels. You won't be going through an ice, fire, or jungle level. As I said, one is a casino hospital, and then another is a bowling alley city where germs are its inhabitants. The list just goes on and are best left for you to discover. The layout and objectives in them are so unique too. Some are simple, go from point A to B, but the bowling alley level is navigated while on a massive bowling ball, which controls surprisingly well. Then the casino level is presented with different sides of a dice leading you to different parts of the hospital, and you get to explore how they manage to monetize the different wards in the hospital. Their levels I don't think I will ever forget, as they are some of the most unique I have ever played. But Psychonauts 2 proves that if it's executed well and if you can incorporate it into the gameplay, then there is a place for a narrative in a platformer, which is a massive surprise to me. Next, the gameplay, and for a while I was a bit worried about this because a game that looks this good and has such a deep narrative, I was expecting somewhere for the game to fall flat. But back then and even now I'm so surprised at how competent the platformer is. There are so many abilities to learn that directly affect the platforming, and in general, Raz is a great character to control. And since the levels are so inventive and made playing the game an absolute joy. You have loads of abilities that aid in exploration too. The ball lets you roll fast, but also acts as a balloon so you can glide. Then the mental connections let you reach new places you never thought was possible. As I said, I was expecting something to be off with this game, but it's just a top tier platformer in every single aspect. On top of that, it actually has good combat, which I'm shocked by. When I played it first, I thought it was okay, but once you learn all the abilities, there is so much at your disposal to kill enemies like a dodge roll, a side blast, and a whole host more. Typically, combat in platformers feels like needless filler to me, but it isn't here. I actually engage with the combat rather than mindlessly spamming attacks. Is it a masterclass? No, it isn't, but it's certainly the best I've ever seen in a 3D platformer. And I'm actually talking about 3D platformers. Don't come at me saying Ratchet & Clank has great combat or this game has great combat. Ratchet & Clank is an action platform. It's not a pure 3D platform. I'm so happy I went back to Psychonauts 2. It opened my mind and showed me that combat can actually be good in platformers, and narratives do have their place if they're implemented properly. If Spyro 2, Jak and Daxter, Crash 3 and 4, Mario Odyssey and Mario Galaxy are the pinnacles of 3D platformers, then Psychonauts 2 deserves its place beside it because it is really that good, and I highly recommend anybody play it. I recently reviewed SpongeBob SquarePants The Cosmic Shake, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and check out that video, and I'll see you all on the next video.